Yeah. Okay. So let me know in the chat on Nemo TV, D Live TV. Subscribe, smash the like, and we're gonna go ahead and go right on into the crypto live news today. Go ahead and go to Twitter, Tron Live News. Also follow the Tron Foundation and BitTorrent on Twitter, and you can find our moments, a lot of their tweets in there. So basically, apologize about that. Had a little bit of a, I'm trying to adjust green screen in the background for chroma keying. So no point intended. We're gonna go ahead and go right on into the news that we have today, starting with the coin market cap. We have Bitcoin at $8,776.63, down 0.13%. We have Ethereum, $183, down 1.16%. Litecoin up 1.54% at $60. Ripple at 27 cents at up 0.41%. Bitcoin Cash up 0.87% at $280. Ethereum Classic up down 0.47% at $4.96. And Tron in at number 8 up 0.34% at 0.018, almost 2 pennies. And Neo $10.58, down 0.46%. Qtum down 1.56% at $2.11. And those are the top 10. Let's go ahead and go right over to our SRs. So yeah, let me know if you're in the chat on Nemo, Twitch, D Live, and Facebook Live. I can see your chats. Chat with me. Let me know what's going on. So, if you are new to Tron, one moment. So if you are new to Tron and or cryptocurrency and blockchain in general, you can stake your Tron basically by freezing it for 3 days. You don't lose your Tron. You're always in ownership of your Tron. But essentially, what that means is when you have it in your wallet through tronscan.org, you freeze your Tron and you can vote for the top SRs, the node validators of who is running the Tron blockchain. And so basically there's 27 SRs, and what they're doing is they have a technological server that they're housing their node within, a Solidity node, and they are the node validators for the Tron blockchain. Definitely, I will go through and talk about what node validation is, what the SRs are, but essentially without SRs, the super representatives, running and staking the Tron blockchain wouldn't run, which allows us to transact on the top validators. There's more than 27. There's top 27 who are actually witness node production or node producers, blockchain producers who are fetching blocks, and is how the Tron moves so seamlessly and so fast. If an SR were to say drop off of the top 27 list, there's hundreds of more node validators out there with our own nodes to then enable the node production to stay current and active without attacks, and due diligence and good actors of the space. So basically, freezing your Tron enables that each node validator has their own reward system. So some may give, like for example, Sesame Seed, SR, and at number 4, they give their seed token back to node validating voters. Some maybe just give straight TRX. So we're gonna go through the Binance staking, and I'm gonna go give a more brief insight of what you can read more about it. So we have Binance staking at 12,469,651,867 TRX frozen votes for them. BitGuild, 600, I'm gonna kind of start to round this out now, 653,000 votes. Sky People, I love Sky People, no point intended, not a financial advisor, do your own research, but I mainly say that because they're a great, kind group of people with a good, wholesome community. So Sky People, 464,000 votes. Sesame Seed, 456, almost 457 million votes. Sorry. Bitwire's pool, 456 million votes. SR Tron Europe, 483 million votes. Tron Grid, 470 million votes. Crypto Guy and ZA, 468, about 467 million votes. Tron One, 350 million votes. Crypto Chain, 345.5 million votes. Tron Link, 343 million votes. uTorrent, 334 million votes. Tron Alliance, 322 million votes. Tron Wallet Me, 320, almost 321 million votes. Call Me SR, 319 million votes. Blockchain Org, 317 million votes. Tron Spark, 306 million votes. Tron Scan, 302 million votes. TRX Market, 392 million votes. BitTorrent, 292 million votes. Did I say 392? 292 million votes, and 292 million votes for TRX Market and BitTorrent. Tron Vietnam, 289, almost 290 million votes. Huobi Pool, 289.5 million votes. Hit BTC, 286 million votes. TRX Ultra, 282 million votes. Infinity Stones, 280, almost 281 million votes. Minergate, 280, almost 281 million votes. Justin Suntron with his node, 254 million votes. So these are the top 27 SRs, and there's many SRs below that, just in case a node validation needs to change or an SR drops out. The Tron blockchain is always compatibly running globally without attack. So basically, you can read more about SRs. So it's always good for an SR to have a team page and more talk about their incentives, their build out, their reward system, for what it entails for you, the voter, of freezing and staking your Tron. So basically, when you freeze your Tron, you freeze it for 3 days. It never leaves your wallet. Then you can unfreeze your Tron and have it right back in your wallet and transact it compatibly with dApps in business, in finance, in gaming, or what have you, that is built upon the Tron blockchain protocol. So, for example, BitGuild, you can go to their open team page, and it will tell you about them as a Tron super representative. So, for example, BitGuild is a blockchain gaming, basically, BitGuild is a team of blockchain gaming industry veterans that aims to create the go-to platform for blockchain gaming and entertainment. We believe the next generation blockchains like Tron will finally allow us to build the application layer of the blockchain. At BitGuild, our goal is to create fun, useful applications that can help take cryptocurrency mainstream. So basically, you can see their team page. This is more about them, why BitGuild for super representative, what their reward incentives are, the team behind them, the CEO, COO, CTO, and head of blockchain engineering, their community plan, basically, and their server configuration for their node validation and their budget expenses. So basically, this is really important. This is a professional build out of a team, a GitHub build out of the super representative position in their team and what they're about. So every representative is really good to have one of these, so that you, the voter staking your Tron, understands who you're voting for, what the reward incentives are. If you freeze your TRX, do you get nothing? If you freeze your TRX for up to 3 days in your wallet and you vote for these, and I will show you about freezing TRX. I tell you what, on Monday, the entrance of the new business week, tomorrow we're going to do Tron Live News, a little bit more relaxed news, but on Monday, I will go through how to open up a wallet, how to store TRX in a wallet, and how to freeze and vote for an SR on Monday this coming week. So stay tuned, 12 p.m. We're running a little late today, but U.S. Standard Time, New York City time. So first piece of news, Stephen Colbert pokes fun at Bitcoin in monologue. Mainstream gone wrong? So this is an article from News BTC. Bitcoin is going mainstream, kinda. It's going mainstream in a weird twist and sadistic kind of way. So I want to talk about just kind of the fun part of this. So on Thursday night, Stephen Colbert conducted his latest monologue. Conducted his latest monologue. As normal, the career television host and entertainer weighed in on and poked fun at the state of U.S. politics, addressing a serious matter with some jest. Yet what's weird, he hinted at earlier, is that Bitcoin and blockchain made a cameo, but not in the way you'd expect. So basically, he bashes Bitcoin, kind of, is what this is saying. So no, Colbert didn't bring on a cryptocurrency investor as a guide, or laud the benefits of blockchain technologies in a comedic fashion. Colbert joked that Bitcoin as boring as eliciting mild, quite rapturous laughter from his studio. He said, "Let's see, places I'd rather be than a Trump rally off the top of my head, the DMV, the dentist, someone else's child's clarinet recital, the Soviet gulag covered in honey and staked on an anthill, sliding down a 50-foot razor blade into a bathtub of gin, and in the conversation with some that knows a lot about Bitcoin go on and on and on about blockchain. Yeah, the rest of those are pretty sadistic, right? But the Bitcoin one is pretty mild. But let's watch this video. Let's go ahead and watch this. I'm gonna turn on the audio here. Let's see if this will play all right with the audio.
Whoever Trump was there to support, he made sure to play to the crowd.
So is there any place you would rather be than at a Trump rally on a beautiful, wonderful evening in Louisiana?
Let's see, places I'd rather be than a Trump rally. Let's see, off the top of my head, I'd go the DMV, the dentist, someone else's child's clarinet recital, a Soviet gulag, covered in honey and staked to an anthill, sliding down a 50-foot razor blade into a bathtub of gin, and in conversation with someone who knows a lot about Bitcoin. Go on. Go on about blockchain.
Yeah, so I'll hear it on the playback, but that's there for that. So of course this is seen as bullish as Bitcoin briefly became the top of the interest for Colbert's purported 3.1 million active viewers, but the talk show host comments didn't paint its industry in a good light. In fact, it may have made many viewers confirm their suspicion that cryptocurrencies are a sham, are worthless, or something along those lines. Colbert's brief but rather negative mention of Bitcoin and blockchain on his show comes shortly after Naomi Scott, a British actress and singer known for her roles in Aladdin and The Martian, mentioned these subject matters on the Jimmy Fallon show. Scott, discussing one of her latest roles, told a brief story about how one of her co-workers was trying to tell her about blockchain for her role, with Fallon interjecting, calling the technology the Bitcoin thing. It isn't clear if the audience gleaned anything about blockchain technologies from that segment, likely not. So yeah, mainstream. So it's important to note that it isn't the first time that a host a nightly talk show host has bashed cryptocurrencies on air in the middle of 2018. British comedian hosted a 25-minute segment on cryptocurrencies. Yeah, so I don't think how long is this? Yeah, we're not gonna watch a whole 25-minute section, but I will have the links of these recap newses in the descriptions on YouTube and on the Twitter side, and you can find the recap episodes of here at Tron Live News, Crypto Live News. And for me, you know, I understand that there's a lot of sentiment and negativity about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, but you know, the sheer innovation of blockchain technologies that as a adoptable and utility that makes sense in reality with certain protocols is a very serious thing, is a very large endeavor, and is a very innovative, you know, future of technology and how we transact, and how many aspects of companies and corporate ways can transact and have safety among softwares like that. Update my Flash player. All right, yeah, I'll update my Flash player. So I'm going to close this out. Although it could have been seen as a mass adoption for industry, majority of the segment was Oliver bashing cryptocurrencies, especially in regards to how ICOs at the time managed to raise so much money when their blockchains had such little promise. Oliver even took some time to mention Bitcoin scam, BitConnect, including the age-old video of Carlos Matos waxing poetic about the benefits of the investment opportunity, along with meme altcoin Dogecoin, which then had an extremely high valuation rate, nearing 1 billion. And the creator of Dogecoin absolutely just backed out and said, he basically called Dogecoin basically just something that was very ridiculous. He did not make it for what it was meant to, what it turned into like that. But Dogecoin is what it is, and it is a blockchain technology. But you know, when we really look at you know, the future innovation of blockchain technology, I understand there's a lot of bashing among it. I understand there's a lot of negativity, but I also understand there's a lot of innovation and fruition and careful growth of what is being built within blockchain technologies, most definitely. So I do believe in blockchain technology. I do believe in the safe protocol of utility of encrypted ledgering and or whether it's in finance, basket of currencies, and or how certain companies use blockchain technologies in compatible ways, such as we're going to read here. So weaponizing blockchain, vast potential, but projects are kept secret. When Indian Defense Minister said that blockchain and artificial intelligence would revolutionize war, as Cointelegraph reported on November 4th, did he take things a little bit too far? Jet engines have revolutionized warfare, and so have missiles and nuclear weapons, but shared digital ledgers. So I'm not one believing in those sort of philosophies at all. Most definitely and importantly, as a number one priority. But former NATO Secretary General Anders Rasmussen, apologize if I pronounced your name wrong, but for one, told Cointelegraph he agrees with India's minister when he asked about blockchain's possible military uses. So, end quote, yes, potentially digital technologies have been transferring warfare since the 1990s, so emerging technologies such as blockchain have the potential to define the war industry over the coming decades. Data and data sharing will be critical for warfare in the future, particularly with the development of artificial intelligence. I will talk about smart contract developing in further episodes, but I will say this, yes, so if you have a person who's hacked NASA in the past, and blockchain technology is based off of smart contract ledgering, certain PKs that cannot be found are always hidden and safe, and encryption and or cold storage, right? Not on main nets, not on internets, and in cold storage servers, backed up servers, and in cold storage devices that can be connected to cold storage servers to then bring into mainnet to function a protocol, but then that is always encrypted and stored as encrypted key store files that then have passwords. And we can talk about what key store files are in future episodes of Tron Live News, Crypto Live News. But essentially, if someone can hack NASA, but then hack a software, for example, still that utilizes blockchain technology, but then can't transact or shift anything within that software because it's transacting basically a ledgering system of what blockchain technology is, then it deems the hackers essentially worthless, like because you can't transact with a certain protocol when the smart contract within it has a certain contract addresses and hash rates of keys. And we can talk about what hash rates of keys are eventually as well. Cannot be altered or changed based upon the immutability of what's been minted and is forever ledgered upon blockchain technology. Again, like I said earlier, for node stakers who are staking nodes and producing the blocks of a blockchain. So you can't roll back. I mean, a hacker can't just roll back a whole network of all the nodes and then to change something. The blockchain is there. It's been encrypted in one block and then another block, and you can't just go back in time and say, hey, let's change something back on this block over here, because it's already the contract that's running off of a software that's running a contract that's been minted upon a certain block has already been processed and minted upon. It can't be altered. That is what, in brief, ledgering, and I will talk about that more again. So in a simplistic way of understanding for general public. So, but basically, back to this article, protecting weapons from hackers, blockchain technology will be critical in defending key weapon systems as well as validating orders and battlefield information, among other uses. This is according to what Victoria Adams, the government practice lead of consensus in Washington, D.C., told Cointelegraph. She added that the Indian minister's remarks regarding blockchain may have been a bit of a stretch, but that AI, by comparison, is going to revolutionize everything. Managing logistics and military supply chains will be a particular challenge, Adams said, especially as these become more privatized and complex with the addition of additive manufacturing, 3D printings, for example. If the U.S. Marine Corps is going to put 3D printers in the field so that soldiers can manufacture spare parts on site for F-35, say, for example, then it needs to protect these workstations from hackers, especially the digital specifications, Adams said. So if those informations are encrypted into a smart contract, once more, the smart contract is immutable. So the Pentagon has said it doesn't want a single point attack vector. Joel Neidig, CEO of Simba Chain, a smart contract startup working with the U.S. Air Force to provide a blockchain-based platform to secure the supply chain, told Cointelegraph. And this is where blockchain technology with its thousands of nodes can indeed be of help. So in my past episode yesterday, you can definitely go ahead and look into how I was talking about supply chains, for example, like grocers, shipping warehouses can use a utility of smart contract for a certain type of consensus protocol. And like we can talk about open Zeppelin smart contracts that are secure, audited contracts that allow for a certain function within Solidity programming. Just like you have JavaScript, you have Solidity, you have Python, different programming languages. Within Solidity smart contract development, you can have a feature for burning and minting, say resources or what products are going in and out of a shipping warehouse, then going to grocers. So go ahead and watch that episode if you'd like on this past one. I always have them posted on Twitter. If the supply chain is on a blockchain, one's adversaries can no longer gain illicit entry through a single node or a single computer. According to the CEO of this entity, they will have to take the whole network down, which isn't so easy to do. Just think how resilient Bitcoin has been over the past 11 years. No one has been able to hack it. So no strategic plan. The Department of Defense and U.S. Secretary agencies still doesn't appear to have a clear integrated strategy for incorporating blockchain into their operations, though use cases appear to be emerging piecemeal. In September, for instance, the Department of Homeland Security awarded $143,000, a little over that, to Vienna-based firm Danube Tech to develop blockchain security solutions, including digital documents like passports, green cards, to be used at border crossings or in airports. But according to what Marcus Sabadello, the CEO of Danube Tech, told Cointelegraph, it isn't far-fetched to see how a military organization could use a digital identity for all of its soldiers to establish the credentials, including their rank. Commanders could also send orders through the decentralized digital network. The soldiers could verify whom the message came from. The enemy could find it difficult to forge false identities, as well as all of them are registered on a blockchain, and there would be no central server that the enemy could attack. So just as you have 27 SRs, one kind of drops out, another one comes up into SR position. Can't take that node down, can you? Because you got 26 more of them going on. One application has been discussed, or you have to have like, it's essentially like it's a shot in the dark. It'd be worthless for a hacker or even a white hacker's time, malicious hacker, white hacker to try and take down a mainnet blockchain. It'd be absolutely pointless. Waste of time. One application that has been discussed is so-called secure multi-party computation, MPC, which can be combined with blockchain so that a number of people can input information while keeping their individual inputs private. This is being discussed in the context of arms reduction and oversight agreements. So I'm going to kind of skip this. Let's see what China has. According to Deloitte's 2019 Insight Global's blockchain survey, China more than any other country will use blockchain strategically instead of tactically. According to Paul Sin, consulting partner of Deloitte Advisory, moreover, 34% of Chinese respondents in the 2019 survey strongly believe in the disruptive potential of blockchain more than most countries in the survey. So, let's see. In Russia, more than 2 years ago, the Russian news service TASS announced that blockchain technology might soon be introduced into the Russian military, but noted we should be cautious when approaching new technologies, study them with detail because they always carry not only new advantages, but also new unknown risks and threats. So they announced they're launching research lab and study how blockchain could thwart cyber attacks in South Korea. Definitely very, very big in blockchain. In April, South Korea's Defense Department announced a blockchain pilot program to prevent external tampering with its military supply chain. Kim Tae-gong, I apologize if I pronounced that name right, corrected wrong, coordinator of the National Defense Agency, called blockchain technology one of the core technologies of the fourth industrial revolution. He added, the history of the entire process from bidding evaluation, the results for defense improvement projects will be recorded on the blockchain, enabling more transparent management of the company selection process. In India, India's defense industry is undergoing a churning to employ these technologies in order to safeguard the safety of council and critical infrastructure, according to Defense Minister Rajnath Singh on November 3rd, was reported by the Times of India. So basically in the United States, the U.S. Department of Defense somewhat belatedly perhaps, is recognizing the benefits of blockchain technology for national defense, noting in its July Digital Monetization Strategy 2019 report that its Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, will study the technology. The report says DARPA is starting to experiment with the blockchain to create a more efficient, robust, and secure platform using a blockchain protocol that will allow personnel from anywhere to transmit secure messages or process transactions that can be traced through numerous channels of a decentralized ledger. The DoD referenced specific communication benefits such as facilitating communication between units in headquarters, transmitting information between intelligence officers, and the Pentagon. In NATO, I'm going to kind of close this article out and go on to the next one. We have one last one. NATO is a political and military organization. As a political military organization, needs to find ways of increasing investment across the alliance, as well as to cooperate more closely to develop new technologies like blockchain and AI. Rasmussen explained to Cointelegraph, adding, "We often hear President Trump talk of the needs for NATO allies to spend 2% of GNI on defense. This was a target agreed at my last NATO summit, but we also should focus on another target 20%, which is the amount of NATO allies should spend on equipment and R&D. I'm not sure if that's research and demand. I believe we should, whatever it is, research and defense, whatever it is. I believe we should raise this to 30% across the whole alliance." So closing this out, let's see, yeah. If DARPA can't figure it out, who can? Not all concede that blockchain will revolutionize or even impact warfare in any meaningful way. Obviously, we don't ever want to have warfare. That's not the point. The point is to keep the peace globally among each other, and which has a great compatibility of blockchain technology as well. On Twitch, Mahi Max, hello, what's going on? What's this? Waldo89, what's this? We're just gonna kind of go through blockchain technology. I apologize, yeah, on the DLive side, I know I accidentally put the playing PUBG on the instead of the crypto category on DLive, but no worries, I will correct that. So basically, on November 19, 2019, DARPA issued a request for information on distributed consensus protocols to see how this technology might improve security, storage, and computing in the Defense Department. According to a report, Media for the Intelligence Age Military, such a request is almost an indictment, technology itself. If DARPA can't figure out a responsible value generating use for blockchain, who can? So basically it said, basically the point is warfare in any meaningful way. DARPA, the DoD's visionary agency, is supposed to anticipate the future. After all, whether it be internet, driverless cars, or autonomous battlefield. Higher stakes overall. So closing this out, overall, the development of blockchain technology is part of a wider picture about who cracks the next generation of technology, from applications like blockchain through artificial intelligence. Former NATO Secretary General Rasmussen, told Cointelegraph, in quote, "It is an area I've been working in recent months, as I firmly believe the world's democracies must win this race. If that is to happen, a more robust and integrated stance from US and its allies might be in order." All right, so that's a pretty big, long, extensive article. We're gonna go through this we're gonna go through Wall Street news and close out Tron Live News, Crypto Live News, and basically I'm covering blockchain news and want to do some fintech and financial news as well from time to time. So I found this article interesting. With the market at record highs, these are the most loved stocks on Wall Street from here. CNBC screened all S&P 500 companies looking for the stocks with the highest percentage of buy ratings. Amazon is the most loved stock on Wall Street, with 47 of the 47 analysts that cover the company recommended buying the e-commerce giant. Payment processors Visa and MasterCard are also at the top rated list. Both companies have ended the last 8 years in positive territory, with most years accounting for double digits gains in the stock. So basically, when we look at Visa and MasterCard, well, I will say this, MasterCard went down the past year and Bitcoin didn't go down, but people couldn't transact with MasterCard in a large section of the globe. So for example, if Visa and MasterCard were to utility, ledgering, building certain smart contract protocols upon blockchain of how they transact within the Tron blockchain, for example, then most definitely it makes a little more sense because than Ethereum blockchain, even because Ethereum has kind of scalability problems and high transaction fees, bogged down networks, slow times, which they're looking into with sidechains, but where the Tron kind of really shines very fast and based off of bandwidth and free transactions, again, for freezing Tron, staking Tron for node validators that run the blockchain seamlessly, and gives rewards incentives back for mining the Tron blockchain. So this story was part of a brief edition of the evening brief newsletter. To sign up for, whatever, I'm not gonna give their pitch on CNBC, but the Dow, S&P 500, Nasdaq all hit all-time record highs this week, and if investors are looking at what to own from here, the following stocks are the consensus favorites on Wall Street. E-commerce giant Amazon is the most loved stock on Wall Street based on high percentage of buy ratings. All but one of the 48 analysts covering the stock recommended buying into the Jeff Bezos-led company. So if you're on Twitch, go ahead and chat with me. As I saw someone said hello to you as well, as that is an Amazon Jeff Bezos entity. CNBC used FactSet to screen all S&P 500 companies looking for the stocks with the highest percentage of buy ratings compared with total ratings. We threw out companies that had less than 10 analysts covering buy ratings. In this case include overweight ratings. So let's go. Strong consumers boost payment processors. Wall Street adored stocks. Visa and MasterCard are the world's first and second largest payment processors respectively. Visa, which has a market value of about $386 billion, and MasterCard, which has a market value of $279 billion, have both ended the last 8 years in positive territory, with most years accounting for double-digit gains in the stock. I will have all the descriptions on these so you can go through and read these in full and or review them and follow the entities like CNBC, Cointelegraph, what have you. This is despite fewer payment players like PayPal, Apple Pay, Chime, and Cash App entering the space. Visa has far pursued an effective digital wallet strategy, countering some of the threats and actively taking advantage of opportunities offered by those new entrants. So an analyst, some of the payment companies' decade-long success can be attributed to the health of the U.S. economy, currently in its longest expansion in history. A robust economy encourages customers to spend more, boosting fee income for MasterCard and Visa. Visa is up 35% this year, and MasterCard has rallied more than 400%. Yeah, amazing, right? Woo, we're all going on vacation this year. No, 40%, right? But still take a vacation on that, right? Who knows? I don't know. Not me. Equinox and Citigroups are the other two finance companies with the most love. Not that I don't love vacations, but I'd rather go on do a vacation on like I don't know, some charitable work or something in a third world country. That's what I think consider a vacation, right? Infallible Facebook stock up nearly 50% since January. I'll tell you what, not financial advice, but I bought Facebook when it first issued out, and that wasn't fun. So I'm glad, yeah, great, they're doing 50%. All right, anyways. Most recently, Facebook was under fire for its decision to keep accepting political ads after Twitter said it would stop running political ads. Facebook said its decision was consistent with its view on free speech. So obviously there's a big to-do about the Libra blockchain, which I am extensively following, most definitely, and I'll talk about that. We remain optimistic on ongoing user and usage growth, which continues despite difficult press, said Bank of America Merrill Lynch analyst Justin Post in a note to clients. Technology is well represented within software companies Salesforce and Microsoft, and electronics company Keysight Technologies, all making the most loved stocks list. CNBC did the same screen back in June, and United Health Group and Agilent Technologies fell off the top-rated list, with reporting from CNBC's Michael Bloom. All right, so that's all I have for Tron Live News, Crypto Live News reporting. I want to talk about some financial news within the stock market. I will be doing this each and every day, going live right at you, wherever you are in the world. I pray you are well and safe this day. Go ahead and give a subscription and a follow and a like. Subscribe, smash the like on Twitter, Twitch, DLive, Nemo TV, Mixer, and Facebook Live. Definitely follow us on Twitter, Tron Live News. Follow the Tron Foundation. Follow BitTorrent. And I'm going to fix this green screen. I don't know what's going on with that. But throw in some cash shadows. Need to get rid of that. So Have a great and kind, safe day wherever you are in the world. I pray you are well and safe. God bless your kind hearts. Meditate your hearts, what have you. In any creed, denomination, or religion, that is well and safe. And competent practice of compassionate will globally. Ciao, ciao. Onamashigas. Cheers. See you back tomorrow, Sunday, 12 p.m. NYC, New York City Financial District time. Ciao, ciao.